Hello, it is day 21 of POEMVEMBER 2022. My dog is upset that I'm talking. That's okay. He can be upset that I'm talking. It's POEMVEMBER where we're writing one poem a day, and I've been posting morning prompts, at least 3 different prompts for us to get inspired. And today's poet is Suzanne Wise. And I'll share the poem right away. Okay, so the poem is called Dear Space. It is also in her book, The Book of Space, and we'll talk about that, but I'll read it here first. Dear Space, dear sublet of a wormhole, dear molecular square footage, dear zero perched on the neck of a god. The stars don't care to know they are drifting through your mind of whiteout. Dear peephole into the present moment orbiting the past. Dear eye looking up out of a dollar I give to the woman who begs for money for a Pepsi to wash down her medication. You cannot tell us apart, but I am the one afraid of what else another person might want. I take out my keys to show I have somewhere to go where no one else can be. I carry my own pills and my water to you and unlock. Secrecy restored with 2x4s. I take my recorder out, ready for the shape of ancient thought. The window makes the view into the self nothing attaches to. Collision-prone area ahead, says the sign I hurry past at dusk. As if a floating part of space, a floater in your cornea, a ride high on the rails over prisons, housing projects, and waterfront real estate. The demise of architecture, the big crud. Sediment accumulates as the digging continues. As light travels across hundreds and thousands of years so we can see stars that died before we were born. The driver's ed car glides by promising in block letters, we will help you pass. And for the moon, it hovers in your loins. It won't wax or wane, it just sits there. You don't need a heart. I'm the hole in your chest, and I am sending my messages vibrating down through the ionosphere. Somewhere a scientist measures my call. Okay, this poem is doing so much inside of it that the effect for me is one big collision. There's so many different sources of stimuli and comments that its effect is clear. There's cacophony, existential clamor. So take a good look at Wise's addressing of space that also moves our eye where space is. The big eye on the dollar she gives to someone, but also space outside of the Earth, like the galaxy. Then she writes you statements as if addressing space as you. This poem weaves the daily observations of many collision-prone areas and connections to all of space. So for this prompt number 1, I'd like you to address your poem as to an abstraction or concept such as space or fear or glee or war. Though my examples aren't as neutral as space, so maybe consider an abstract idea that is neutral and move it around your day through sensory and interpersonal observations. Prompt number 2 is to write a poem that collects language from unpoem-like sources, such as signage or pamphlets or posters. So this may require you to get out into spaces that has posters or unpoem-like language. And I'd like you to connect this language of these unpoem-like sources and write a poem that addresses a you, either abstract or actual. Prompt number 3 is, so I'm considering how, this is her book, The Book of Space. I'm considering how this book has, all of its poems are numbered and they don't have titles. I believe that's true for every single one of them. But the whole book is called The Book of Space. So to me, the effect of that is all of these sections are speaking on the same concept and they're building out the same concept. So for this prompt, I ask you to write the first in a series of poems that express your general response to your current environments in your life. So think about how your environments connect. Is there a persistent mood or response in your life as you move across various environments? So what remains but can be described because of the environments that you move inside of and out of? Okay, there's more information about Suzanne Wise in the description below. You'll see the links to her website where you can see where to get the Book of Space. But also you'll see a link to the poem Dear Space in the description below. And tomorrow's Poet Inspirer is Gabrielle Bates, and November 23rd's Inspirer is Annie Grizzle. And I think that's everything for today. So get out there, make some space. I don't know. I don't know what's happening anymore. Poemvember.